MotorWeek is made possible by Rock Auto, Tire Rack, and Die Hard.
But upgrading the engine in a 140 mile-per-hour sports car so it'll go over 150 is quite another. But Porsche has done just that with the latest version of the 928S. There's a special intrigue connected with the Porsche 928S. Maybe it's because its styling is so unusual, rounded, yet very unconventional. Or maybe it's just for a flagship Porsche, it's so unlike most Porsches before it. The engine's in the front, not in the rear. And maybe it's just that we don't see many 928s on the road. Production just passed 30,000 units last year. Not a lot for a car introduced back in 1978. So perhaps it is fitting that Porsche picked this year to lavish so much attention on their 928S. Because this is also the year that Porsche began selling its cars in the U.S. through its own distributor. Volkswagen had that job for years, but Porsche wanted more control and new prestige, the kind of thing the 928 might be just able to provide. So at the dedication ceremonies, Porsche not only showed off a new American company, but a new American-only engine too, right here in the 928S. The all-aluminum V8 that has powered the 928 from the start now displaces a full 5 liters. But the real story is the introduction of ultra-sophisticated, race-proven 4 valves per cylinder technology. Only in America can you buy a 4-cam, 32-valve Porsche 928S, and quite simply, it's a work of art. The skillful engine hardware begins with a new magnesium induction manifold that pulsates air between left and right chambers to increase density. It works a bit like the tuned port system on the latest Corvette, increasing the air's density for stronger power at low and mid-range RPMs. The 4-valve head features a centrally located spark plug for the nearly hemispherical combustion chambers. The valves are located at near-perfect angles for combustion and have hydraulic adjustment. The design of the twin overhead cam is also novel. The engine drives the exhaust cam, which in turn drives the intake cam through a central chain. A hydraulic tensioner keeps things taut, and there's a dash indicator if slippage becomes too great. The end result is a higher 10-to-1 combustion ratio, a 13% increase in horsepower to 288, and a 14% rise in torque to 302. It's hard to imagine more power being squeezed out of the 928. It's so tight this time around that the distributor is in 2 halves, 1 per bank. So what does it mean on pavement? Maybe less than on paper. Last year we drew this silver blue Porsche 928 with a 4-speed automatic. 0 to 60 then was 8 seconds flat. And our maroon 85 928S, also with an automatic, 0 to 60, 7.2 seconds. Porsche says it should be a half second better, and they claim 6.1 for the manual version, but we call them like we see them. Top speed for the new car also shows a bit of a gain, from 146 to 155. In fact, to really appreciate the finesse and spirit of the new Porsche 928, you have to get the engine up above 2,700 RPM. That's where the kick-in-the-pants effect of the 4-valve technology becomes most noticeable. Another interesting byproduct of all this classy engineering is fuel economy. It's actually up this year to an EPA estimate of 18 city and 28 highway. But anybody who can afford 50 big ones for the 928S could care less. And by the way, that price is up too, $6,000 more than a year ago. Besides the engine, not much else has changed on the 928S. There isn't even a 32-valve decal. Porsche owners supposedly don't want to advertise their prowess. There are no extra cost options either. All seats are infinitely electrically adjustable. A sunroof is standard. The 5-speed shifter is smoother. And the automatic now has a gear indicator on the dash. A new windshield antenna works better than the ones we've seen before. And the stereo comes with a superior speaker system. Leather is still all over the place. In fact, now there's more of it. And the trick instrument pod still tilts with the wheel. For some occasional utility, the hatchback design helps, especially if the child-size rear seats are folded flat. The superb but not easy to manage handling of the 928S is also the same. Heavy, not really agile, yet confident and stable on a curve. There's still that rear end that can kick around if you're too timid with the throttle in a turn, or stay on line well past the abilities of most drivers, and then breaks away without warning when it finally reaches its limits. Indeed, the 1985 Porsche 928S, with all its technology, still offers a discerning blend of high performance and creature comforts for a select clientele. But once you cross the 50 grand mark, a car almost needs something more. It has to stand out, almost be a bit garish. And the 928S isn't. It's still a bit of a mystery, or maybe a dream. Only now, it's even a more fleeting one than before.